Hello guys, I am OG, back with another Etheria restart video. Sorry I haven't made a new video for a week because I was sick and got flu and I just get coughing and sniffling, so I don't feel really good to make a good video when I keep making noises or sounds bad. Anyway, today I feel much better and I want to make a new video about Batsby. So he is one of the newest Animus in the Etheria restart and one of the DPS. There are two, but both of them are same element, which is a water. So water is odd. And today I want to start with the Batsby. So he is the DPS water tidal waves and then DPS type. Let's see what he can do and then we can start from that how to build him correctly. Alright, let's start with the first skill. So it's called Torrent. Batsby deal 200% damage to a single enemy with 30% chance to inflict 1 turn of wound. Wound is cannot receive healing. And then it also has a passive ability. It's called Tidal Surge. So for every 1 debuff on the enemy Animus, Batsby deal damage to them increased by 7%. But if the target's affinity is countered by the Batsby and they are the main target of the skill, the damage dealt is increased to 20% for each debuff. So this can stack 6 times. So if you are against someone who are a counter of his element, that 6 times 20% is like 120% increased damage. So here his element is water, right? So if you are targeting a red element or reason, he will deal so much more damage. And then this is one of the reason why you want to combo him with someone that's give a lot of debuffs like Henrich or this woman Dina. So Dina give 1 erosion and then defense, vulnerable, right? So that's 3. And then Henrich give another, like how many Henrich debuff? Let's see real quick. Where is Henrich? Here. So Henrich gives block and last word and wound. So that's a 3, but wound not really necessarily count, right? So that's a lot. You want to at least 5 debuffs, I think, with this type of unit. So he can deal so much more damage. So that's the first skill, Torrent. And now let's go to check the second skill. It's a Wave Breaker. So Batsby deal 270% damage to all enemies. And then when critical, there is 65% chance to extend all the buff on the target for 1 more turn. So this is really good to give longer duration of the debuffs that your team already given to the enemy, so he can keep dealing way more damage, because if they have more debuff and long duration debuff, so he can deal even more damage. So this one has 4 turn cooldown. Now we go to the ultimate. It's called Valiant Tide. So he deal 330% damage to all enemies and then 100% chance to inflict vulnerable. So that's really huge, right? 100% for 2 turns. And then for every 1 unit with the crit length, Batsby gain 15% turn matter. So whenever your allies have crit, I'm not sure if this counting the enemy also, but maybe just your friend. For every 1 unit with a crit landed, Batsby gain 15% turn. So not sure if it's counted for himself if he crit or if it's your allies that critical. But regardless, let's say that it is only if he crit to each enemies, right? So that's like 40%, 45% turn increase if you hit 3 of them crits. So this is one of the reason why I think he is perfect to combo with the Henrich, because Henrich have where is he? Here he has this debuff called last word, so it will increase the crit damage and critical hit by 7% when you are targeting the enemy. So by 4 of them, that's 28%, right? Yeah, that's huge deal for him. So that's why one of the best reason I think I will want to build him combo with Heinrich, because he can deal way more damage with the vulnerable and then the crit, the last words. That's amazing combo. So that's all the skill. Now let's see what to increase first, right? In my opinion, the first skill to increase first to the max is the torrent. So his first skill has passive, right? Tidal surge. For every debuff increase 7%, and if it's enemy counter roll, it's 20%. But here when you max it, it's 10% and 30%. So when you have 6 debuff, that's 180% increase. That's why it's so much more. And then for the other skill, I would like to prioritize is this one, to make it that increase the turn effect to 20%. So if you hit 3 enemies and crits, that's like 60% of your turn meter goes up. If there are 5, that's even more. That's basically he can act again, right? And then for this one, wave breaker, it's not a must to increase at all, but I would like to level 3 to make sure it's 100% chance to make the debuff duration last 1 extra turn. So you can cast this and then give vulnerable and then get the turn meter going and then cast this one. Although it only shows 270% and 330%, in reality you will have a lot of debuffs on your enemy, which means that all of his skills is actually deals way more than what it looks like in here. In addition to the vulnerable, 30% more. So that's why you want to make sure your enemy have a lot of debuffs when you play with the Batsby. So we are sure for this skill to max, and then this skill level 3, and not necessarily, but this one first to level 3 is must. So level max this one, and then level 3 this one, and then level 3 this one. That's how I think the skill would be for Batsby. And then now for the model, I like to use Harvest. So when attacking, if the enemy HP is more than half, it ignores 30% of their defense. And then also Keen Eye. So critical damage increased by 18%, and then the first instance of damage dealt by the Animus during the turn increased by 25% at first, and then the second 15%. So when you cast your first ultimate first turn, that's also get 25% additional damage. That's one of the reason why I like to use this one. Keen Eye is one of the good model to use for a fast-paced game. Like, so you want to kill, I think you want to always just at least until here 15%, like the second turn or third turn is fine. And then it also increase critical damage 18% and attack by 10%. So for the stat, I always try to prioritize attack and crit rate. And then here also I crit rate, crit damage, and then for this one crit rate, speed, right? For this one I want crit damage, and then crit rate, and then crit rate. So I want to change this one someday, but right now I don't have enough. But regardless, I already have 100% crit rate, so that's fine. When you build him, you want to make sure you have 100% crit rate because of the ultimate that give him more turn meter when he crits, right? So that's why the critical rate is very important. And then other than that, just raise up anything like crit damage is fine, or attack percent is also fine. And then for the shell, I use the White Fang because it also has Harvest and Keen Eye. And for the passive effect, I don't have enough resource to refresh, but you want to aim for attack percent by 30%, or this one attack by 180, or anything that other than that is, I think you want to focus on attack because he need as many attack as possible. And then for the second line, passive slot 2, you want to get a critical damage by 30% or speed. Speed is always good, so it's fine. But yeah, critical damage 30% or critical rate is also fine, so you can remove one of your module to change something. And then for the passive slot 3, this one I aim for final damage increase by 8%, or you can also get something that's more like fit for his element, which is oddity, right? Oddity 12% here. So 12% oddity damage, final damage. So I think, yeah, this is oddity, yeah. So the shell, you want to get the white fang because of the ability here. After the honor tag action, follow up on the main target to deal 2 of 100% damage on a critical hit. It's also increased the critical damage of the Animus by 5%, which can stack up to 10 stacks. So that's 50% critical, which is always good. So that's it for today for the Batsby build and the skills and module. If you have any other advice or different build that is maybe better, please let me know on the comment below, and thank you for watching. See you for the next video.